Hello everybody, this is Fernando for the latest Cryptids and Monsters news video. Well, this was an interesting bit of news that popped up just the other day. In fact, it was trending on Facebook for a little bit as well, and it has to do with yet another purported cryptid sighting, this case being in Alaska, and it went viral. There's a very brief video of it, and I'll include the link for it below through cbsnews.com specifically, but it's already being called a particular name. It's called the Chena River Ice Monster, and again, you're looking at a picture of it here. So please check out the link. I've included it below when you have a chance to the CBS News website. They have the video near the bottom. It's very good. It's 19 seconds or so, and what it is it's something that's floating through the river. At first you think to yourself, okay, it's just a snake. It's just a long snake, an anaconda. But then you start realizing, wait a minute, this is Alaska. This is not something where a snake would normally be found. At least someone please point that out to me if that's incorrect, but I think a snake would be the last thing you would find there. And then there's also bits and pieces of it seen just very briefly, enough to tease you of what this thing could look like, but at the same time not enough to give a clear picture, so your mind is left wondering exactly what it is. But this thing, whatever it is, this Chena River Ice Monster, it was spotted at a place called Chena River, hence the name, there in Fairbanks, Alaska. And interestingly enough, it was found by a government employee, in this case someone from the Alaska Bureau of Land Management. They stated that they were there just checking out the ice on the river, I guess doing an examination of some sort, and that's when he noticed something just coming up towards them, towards the river, not in like a dangerous manner, but just basically wading through the river. And quick thinking, he was able to pull out a camera and start recording it, and then that's when those 20 seconds or so were caught. So he stated though that they couldn't do any more investigation because from their perspective, the Bureau of Land Management, this thing wherever it was found was too far out in the river, so they couldn't necessarily try to track it down. Instead, they could just take footage of it while it was passing by. But it seems like there's almost a little tongue-in-cheek approach by this Bureau of Land Management, because they're the ones that posted it on their Facebook page, this brief video, and it went viral, and they have yet to do anything as far as offer further explanation. So they're, in other words, they're absolutely letting this thing, whatever it is, and the mystery surrounding it continue to be viral. So maybe they don't want to put a stop to it per se, because they want to see how much, I guess, interest this will bring to their department, because after all, I mean, it is somewhere there in Alaska, and maybe they have something that they can manage there. Any new interest, in other words, in their area is always a good thing, but it's been seen a good number of times. So check out the video when you have a chance. You will see it, and it looks very interesting. Some things that come to mind besides a snake, you would think that maybe it's like a very long fish of some sort, but I think it could be something more along those lines, and it had some debris attached to it. I'm just going by a realistic approach, because when you inspect the video towards the beginning, very brief shot, but you can see some debris there, like some seaweed, not seaweed, but the closest thing to the foliage that's there near the river, true on the top of the sea. And so whatever this thing was maybe caught onto it, and naturally it just began dragging ice as that foliage was also wading through the waters with it. So it just almost, like, to use like a better word, snowballed, where it started as a tiny amount, but the more this thing swam, the more things attached to it, and it got to the point where you see what you see now. In this case, something that looks pretty large, at least 20 feet plus large or so, and it's covered in ice towards the top, which adds much more mysteriousness to it. So that was also pretty interesting. So that seems to be at least my opinion to it. I think it's something more on the lines of something that's truly there swimming in Alaska that normally should be, but it just happens to have that debris caught on it. But could it be something else entirely different? Could it actually be a whole new ice, in this case, a version of a Loch Ness monster, but here in Chena River, there in Alaska, a so-called ice monster of some sort? Could it be that? That's up to you to decide, but it definitely, at least for the time being, it remains a mystery, and this Bureau of Land Management isn't exactly doing anything to try to dispel the rumors too. So anyways, pretty interesting to note that this thing has now caught the attention and has gone viral for Facebook and then other videos and websites too, so much so that CBS News, which again I have the link below, is reporting it too. So, alright everybody, thanks again as always. Take care. Bye.